It might be on mute, though.
Well, I
Because
don't know.
sometimes you got to slide it too.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on mute.
it was on mute. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that going ain't live. Don't forget to like this video, share this video.
What's up,
What's up
fam?
with it? Thank you for tuning into B.Y.O.B.
Oh, I was saying,
where
he
we
know what he
believe the
said.
Bible is basic instruction before leaving earth. The Bible is a book of principles, prophecies, promises, and precepts that we must live our life by in order to have a productive life the way God wants us to have. Let's go.
Yes. I want y'all to know, and I've said this before, God is a deliverer. He really is. This man don't have no shades on today, and I waited till he started to bring it to his attention, y'all. He been delivered. All right, guys, welcome back
I've been
to.
healed, huh?
He been healed. Welcome back to another episode of BYOB. We want to tell you guys thank you so much for tuning in and joining in with us as we break down the Bible and show you how we study and share God's word and our experiences with you.
What?
That being said, before we begin, we would like for you to go ahead and like this video,
Share this video.
share this video. We're talking about spiritual warfare, and our hope is that it helps somebody in this warfare, because whether you want to fight or not, you in it. Okay.
What?
So if you're gonna be fighting, at least learn how to win the fight or how to walk in your victory, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna be talking about for the rest of this month. If we're already victorious, how do I walk in that victory? You know. So let's do a little bit of a recap. I'm gonna have to take my things out, y'all, because it's echoing. All right. So on last week, I think we kind of got off a little bit ahead of ourselves. Because we started with, when we first started this spiritual warfare talk, we started talking about what spiritual warfare is. We had to define spiritual warfare because a person doesn't know what to fight or how to fight. We sometimes don't even know that we're in a fight. So we wanted to be able to identify, hey, we are in a fight. I'm not physically fighting. I'm not pulling out guns and knives. It's not me fighting and biting and all of that. But spiritually, we are. So we wanted to define that first so that we all understand that, hey, we are fighting for our lives, literally. Then after we defined what spiritual warfare was or is, then we started talking about how do we prepare for this fight? If we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of darkness and all this evilness in high places, if that's what I'm fighting and I can't get my gun, my Smith & Wesson, if I can't go get him, then how am I fighting? Yeah. Like, because I can't just be right here just.
You can. They got a place for people like that, though. You can.
Okay,
you can.
So I would advise not.
Yeah,
don't go around pow because you're going to the 10th floor.
Yeah, they got a room for
mental
people like
institution. That. So don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
But spiritually, how do I prepare myself? Yeah. So in the Bible, we were left with some instructions on how we are to prepare for this spiritual warfare. Yeah. And in Ephesians chapter 6, I want to read two versions, right? I'm going to start with the King James Version, and then I'm going to read the New Living Translation. So in Ephesians chapter 6, it talks about the armor of God. I'm going to go ahead and start at verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, I'll make sure this is the right one. Yeah, this is the New King James Version. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? Wiles of the devil, the vices,
tricks.
the tricks of the devil.
Tactics of the devil. We talked about that, 3 of them.
Okay.
Mhm.
For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Okay.
Mhm.
We know that now. We understand what spiritual warfare.
Give me your
But
target.
we are fighting against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, okay, this is what I really want to talk about today. Taking the shield of faith, with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one, and take on the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for the saints, for all saints and for me, that utterance may be given to me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that in it I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. This is the King James Version, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to, y'all know I like my NLT version, right?
Yeah.
But when I was reading it, it didn't give me that I was looking for.
What is that? What is that?
In verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to read verse 16 again, then I'm going to go to my NLT version. Verse 16 starts saying, above all, taking the shield of faith with you, which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to my NLT version. That's that New Living Translation. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to read just verse 16.
That's it. Read, Dooley.
So in verse 16, the New Living Translation, it says, in addition to all these, everything that I read in the King James Version, putting on the whole armor, the belt of truth, breastplate of righteousness, all of those things, right? So in addition to all of these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Now, I'm going to read that one more time. In addition to all of these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil.
Yeah.
That particular verse, even though they're saying the same thing, it just didn't hit like the King James Version hit. Most of the time, my NLT, it always paints a picture for me. But I like the way that the King James Version said, because it starts above all, not neglecting all of the other pieces of armor that I have to put on, not saying one is more important than the other, but
it did rank it, yeah.
This one ranked highest.
It kind of pointed out, if you're going to have one above all, at least
listen, I need you to be girded up. I need you to have on all of your armor. Yeah. But even with the armor, the one thing that I need you to have the most of is that faith, that shield of faith. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that today. And I was supposed to be doing a recap, but I kind of got caught up because
I see. Reading is fundamental.
I was excited, right?
All right.
So I got a little bit ahead of myself.
That's okay.
So we're going to talk about the shoes of peace, and then we'll jump into the shield of faith.
That's what it is.
Because I had got,
that's it. The school,
I got all up in my feelings.
School has started back, saints.
School started back, yes, back. True enough. But this was good to me. Yeah. So when we talk about, now I did not like when it's talking about, hold on, let me go because I don't want to misquote. I want to say it just like it says in the word, honey.
Wow.
Listen, because he says here, hold on, what's it?
Help us, Lord.
Help me, Lord. Oh, in 15, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. I ain't like that. Because I was like, I said, what is that? What do you mean? Yeah. Shod your feet. Yeah. So now I'm asking all these questions. I'm chasing squirrels. I'm doing all the things. I'm like, what do we mean? Shod your feet.
Then we always say the context that he's talking to, the culture that he's talking to, the climate that's going on at the moment. So if you just reading it, of course it gets frustrated. That's why we got
it gets confusing and then you just quit.
Translation, yeah. But if he's studying, we say Paul is sitting in a prison cell. He's looking at a Roman soldier. this goes to show you he don't let his predicament change his perception of who Christ is. He still say, I'm still going to be doing my assignment. Even most of us would have been, all right, God, if you wanted me to do it, I shouldn't be in jail right now. And then when I get out, I'll continue what he's doing. He don't say that. He still stay on course, even in the predicament that he in, and he's looking at a soldier and he's depicting every piece that the soldier have. Maybe that's the same thing as spiritual warfare. That's when he started writing and let us know our weapons are not carnal. And he pointed all that stuff out, and I believe it's very important to understand this. He's saying there's a battle going on, and we define it to make it simple. It's the battle that's going on in the spiritual realm that has physical manifestation. That's a simple way to say it. This is a spiritual battle that's going on in the heavens that have physical manifestation on earth. And when you look at it like that, okay, that's why they say it's not a wrestle against flesh and blood. I'm not fighting the black people, the white people, the Hispanic people. I'm not fighting what's going on earth. I'm fighting what's pulling the strings behind it. And when you realize that, you'll start positioning yourself, preparing yourself. Like Paul said, well, let me put this certain stuff on. Before I leave the house, maybe I should put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, put on showing my feet the preparation of God. When he said showing your feet, remember, they put protection over their feet. They already got sandals on, so they'll put a level of protection because that's a strike that you can have with your feet. And if you tear your feet down.
Oh, what if you step on an arrow?
Come on now.
Or
you catch an arrow on your feet. So he's saying protect your feet because what that is, that's your mobility. And one of the things in warfare, if you can't move, you dead. You'll sit and duck. So he's saying make sure that life don't stop your movement. Make sure this stuff don't hinder you from moving, being progressive and achieving what God has. So I think that's very important. Another scripture tells us in Hebrew, follow peace with all men. That's hard.
It is.
That's hard. You telling me I got to try to, he's saying find a path to peace with them. I don't really care for them. I know the Bible says you should love your neighbor and love everybody. It never said that you got to like them. So we can argue about that. But he said I do have to try to find peace with him. Yeah. That's difficult. I gotta find it. If you want peace, let's bring it to the table. He's saying, no, find a way to make peace. And I always love the one he says in Matthew 5 when he's talking about just him coming out the mountaintop. We say the Beatitudes. Anybody had Sunday school in their life, you know I'm going with this. It said, blessed is the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God, and they shall inherit the earth. This is what I believe he's saying. Law enforcement and anybody else that deal with chaos, that come to restore order to a situation, it's your job to blame peace. And I believe as a believer, it's not your job to ignore an elephant in the room. It's not your job to walk past something, let something slide, to be, oh, it ain't my problem. Yeah, but I don't even think, I think that's our nature as believers. But once again, if you don't know we're in a warfare, you think it's not your business.
I do think that we shy away from getting in people's drama. Number one, it's a protective mechanism. We want to protect ourselves. We ain't trying to get caught in the middle of some that could be a violent situation. That's one reason. And then the other is, I think that, when you're trying to be a peacemaker, you think there's peace and quietness. And quietness doesn't necessarily mean peace. It's just quiet. Nobody's addressing the elephant like you said. But I think there's also a way to do it. Right?
That's true. And I think we don't care nothing about Ukraine right now. We ain't worried about no Palestine or Israel. Now listen.
As a country, we're not.
Just saying, people we worry about it. But when we thought trade was going over there, you research look what's going on? Where are they landing? You know why? Because that's personally affecting us. Something
it hit different.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the same thing in spiritual warfare. I don't care. We ain't care nothing about no spiritual warfare. You can see somebody else, I don't know, demonic activity or whatever it is, and you're not really aware of it until it affect you. Like, man, that's in your household or it affecting you, because you got to understand this battle is not limited. When we launch the ministry, we're getting ready to have our first official service. I told everybody that was connected, this might not be the place you want to go. This is a place of deliverance. So we got to give birth. Everybody that's in that room been attacked based off our conversations, based off doing same thing on me. Federal worker, they changed. Let me say my stuff. They talking about they want to flip my schedule for the first Sunday that we started.
You can't even.
The Sunday you want me on days. Oh man. But I would be crazy to tell everybody this warning coming. Like, bro, you enter into spiritual warfare. You got your marriage, your finance, relationship. You're gonna try to cause disturbance because you're giving birth to something. But it's that mindset. Well, let me put on my game face. Let me put on that preparation of peace, showing my feet, but then that helmet of salvation. But then on top of that, above all, he say, hey, take that shield.
Hello.
Even if you ain't got everything together, even if you ain't prepared, this is where you need to be. And then I ain't getting into that, but I'm just saying he put that above because he's ranking it. Like after we did the piece and we trying to put on the shoes and stuff like that, you got to be getting it. And I told you this earlier because we trying to follow order, but it's just like in real life, everybody don't get dressed the same way.
Some people put on
some
socks
of y'all
first,
don't iron your clothes or nothing. So we all get dressed different.
Well, I put mine in the dryer, baby. Ironing is for the birds.
And I'm saying some people start with their head, their face, then they go down. Some of y'all skip your face and don't brush your teeth. None. You just go straight into your clothes. But I'm saying the preparation of it. Yes. So it's the same.
We all prepare differently. But
so
and sometimes you forget something.
Oh no, you don't brush your teeth?
No, no. I have a system. I have a routine I follow.
Yeah.
However, sometimes you do forget things. I have forgotten, like you forgotten
a watch, a ring, extra.
You've forgotten a piece of your attire before. You probably forgotten to put on deodorant before. But the point is, sometimes we forget.
I hear Ashley laughing at you.
You're rushing.
Ashley, she went on deodorant.
No. Listen, people, I have on deodorant.
She ain't got on deodorant. Justify, sister. Golly.
You are crazy, man.
Wow.
The point I'm making is, Reverend,
golly,
we forget to do things sometimes because we're rushing or whatever. Life be life, and then you forget.
Wow.
But when it comes to the spiritual warfare, if you forget a piece, listen, don't forget that shield, okay? Because that's like the keys to the car.
That's it.
You can't get to work without it.
That Texas heat gonna tell you ain't got on deodorant. That wetness you got in your arm,
we
telling
you ain't prepared. No more.
Man, you got me stuck on deodorant. You ain't put on your you are not protected when you go out there. You ain't got what you need. So it's just that, and not on that, life would show you that. Like I could tell when I ain't following peace for all people. I got into it this past week. I was supposed to pick up Nathan, and I called you, told I wasn't coming home.
You couldn't even pick my boy up.
I'm in the supervisor office. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't thinking about no preparation of peace. None of that. I ain't got on no peace for shoes.
Miss Banks said don't do me like that.
I got Miss Banks. Don't tell Miss Banks. Tell her. Don't do us like that. You don't forget no deal. I'm offended.
We talking.
That is spiritual warfare. That's a spirit of distractions, for smells and distractions. But the thing is, I'm in these people's office, and it don't dawn on me. And then another thing too, if I don't have enough rest, I know I'm irritable then too. So I'm working on 16, 18 hours, but I feel like you playing with me. And when I feel like you playing with me, I don't all the time be the best believer. A best representation of a disciple at that moment. Sometimes I got my struggles. I told y'all, rejection, anger, that's my thing. So then I'm dealing with it, and then it's on the white hindsight 2020. If I get some rest or whatever, like, yeah, that wasn't the best. You didn't act the best in that moment. You was kind of, and then I go back, I talk to the Lord, apologize. If it's something I need to apologize to a person to, I would. But I'm saying at that moment, I didn't even notice this spiritual warfare. Why is this happening now? When we finna get ready to do this, and then I'm like, oh, you dumb. It's the same day y'all lunch in the ministry. And it flipped in my mind, because I'm like, why are you flipping? I've been here 5 years, y'all finna change everything. This is what you gonna do. And then you do it the same day the same exact day that we start. I said, okay, this is spiritual warfare. Let me bag up, not try to handle this in my flesh. Because I didn't hit union up, and I didn't got the strip together. I got everybody riled up, everybody on my side. I done sent emails there. I'm working now. I'm working on my end. I'm lit. And not even knowing, I never dealt with it from a spiritual point of view. I'm all 10 toes deep. I'm only focused on that. And that's when the enemy really had me on the ropes with that. But it's that taking a moment. We call it a tactical retreat, where you can assess the situation. Hey, this right here is a trick of the enemy. Like, okay. This don't even make sense, because this how you even know it don't even line up with like how this happened. Soon as you get an increase, something happened financially, you like the little extra 500,000 just came in, then that's out the door. It's a trick of the enemy. It's to cause frustration, aggravation, distraction. Back to what you said, let's backtrack a little bit, because he don't have power, he got influence. So that's one of the tactics that he used.
See, they don't know
Yeah.
what I said.
Yeah, but I'm saying we're going to go into it.
So-
We got to clean it up.
Okay.
The enemy don't have no power. We discussed that this morning. We say all the time, preachers, and we didn't heard this growing up. And it's in the Bible. It said the devil walk around as a roaring lion. Then we always heard, well, the devil don't got no teeth either. So then he around here, he roaring.
But then what I told you, I said, we've heard so often, oh, the devil is like the lion with no teeth.
Right.
But I would still be scared of a lion with no teeth because
Yeah.
he got weight, he got claws, he got a pride, y'all.
Well, down there, just the physical intimidation of what it is. Yeah.
So I would still be scared.
Yeah.
But if I have all of this power, how do I walk in it? How do I operate in that power so that I'm not operating in fear? Because truth be told, teeth or no teeth. If I see you, I'm running, right? And that is me. Of course, I'm thinking physically, but even on a spiritual level, the devil comes at us. Life be life and so hard, and you want to give up. You want to fight. You want to scream. You just think of the craziest things to do to make you feel better, right? How do I combat that? Because it feels like it has a power over me. Yeah. Right? It has gotten me to the point where in my mind I'm questioning, am I in God's will? Am I really his kid? Like, and I have been here, like, is he really real? But then I try to track back and I'm like, no. I know God real. I ain't gonna let the situation have me down like that. But your situation can seem to have you so to where you're in a constant repetitive state of defeat. Yeah. So when the preacher says, oh, the devil don't have no power. Yes, he do got power. Yeah. And I keep giving him more power over me. The power he has is the power of influence. Yeah. He got me thinking that this thing that I'm afraid of is going to take me out and kill me. So when we were talking, I was asking, hey, like, I wanted to give like an example, because like when we're in Sunday school, we learn these things like, okay, you have power over the enemy. The devil doesn't have any power. And you learn that, you hear it, you kind of memorize it, you remember it. But then when life started lifing for real, all that stuff go out the window because no example was given, no real life testimony was implemented into it to help me see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when you give the devil power, or this is what it looks like when he's operating under the influence and it's affecting me. Yeah,
I think it's the reality, the difference between the classroom, and that's the theory, and then the practical application of exercising what you just now said. Now, I'm gonna use an example for policing. We used to laugh because you can make ace the academy because you testing we use tests every Monday. So every Monday you test over whatever you went through before. You could make straight A's in the academy. Like you could be 100%. Like you that student that you just, I'm nervous about the test. Like I'm just making an example. You could kill the academy, but when somebody put you in that car, can you perform what you just read and learned for the last 5 months that you was in the academy? Now it's time to show it. I said free. I stopped. So we laughing at people. You think because you see, I said, why you won't stop? Don't nobody stop just because you say stop. They hear your license siren. You got to make that person stop. That ain't what you read in the book. So what they'll tell you when you get in the car is funny.
For me.
A person will tell you, hey, forget all that you learned in the academy. And what he's trying to tell you, what you shouldn't forget it. You still need to know them laws because you'll go to jail if you don't do it right. But what he's saying is that book ain't finna help you with this.
Yes.
Because that book better be in you. Now you got to make that a practical application. Now, let's put it, you got to write the main side. Anything you say can't be, that sounds good on TV. I'm not, what you saying there, the dude swinging at you. It's a different environment. So now I got to take what I learned and make it a practical application. What you said, we didn't say it in church, and I believe this to this day. We have so much church that you're getting so much theory, but you never put it into practice. Yeah, I'm telling you to be a better husband, better wife, better family. I have no time with the family to do that because I keep coming back to y'all. I'm here Sunday. I got to come for practice on Monday. Tuesday, we got a business meeting, come back Wednesday night. I'm just saying the contest we grow up, YPWW, we had willing workers. Then you had rehearsal, business meeting, then Pastor Aid department. Then our parents on everything. Then we actually cleaned the church, and then we did the yard in church. Then Pastor them needed some of the house.
God.
When are we doing all
You ain't have time to do nothing but sleep.
Come on now, dreaming about sin. I want the opportunity to. Even if I don't, I at least want
Oh
the
my
opportunity. I
God.
don't have the opportunity to even know. Am I saved? Do I not? I don't even know because I don't get a chance to. And I'm saying this to say the reality of it. When can I put all this into practice? All this speaking in tongues, and when do I exercise this gift if I don't get a chance to? And that's what we did. The church have taught people we got a lot of theory, and it sounds good. Get up with strong testimonies and say stuff.
How
And
do I apply this
come
to
on,
my
man. How do
real
I make that
everyday
information
life?
work? How do I know that he give peace that surpasses all understanding when I got chaos in my life? How do I know
Now
that
let's talk about that.
What's up?
Because we're talking about
Peace.
the shoes of the gospel of peace.
Yeah, the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Okay. So this morning I was talking to you, and I mentioned the Samaritan woman.
Okay.
And the peace she had to have received. And I wanted to bring it up because I think a lot of the times when I hear, making sure I have on my shoes of the gospel of peace, I'm like, okay, I got to walk around always being the peacemaker, right? But what about when I am dealing with turbulence? What about when I am suffering and struggling with inner peace myself, right? So there's a twofold here. But the Samaritan woman helped me to kind of paint a picture for myself. So I'm thinking, you had this sermon that you wanted to preach, and it was advised against.
It was fire. It was fire.
So I'm gonna share what it was.
Yeah, because it was fire.
Because we're talking, right? So you wanted to preach the.
Come on, let the Lord use.
What it was?
A thirsty thought.
Thirsty thought,
Because
right?
we're talking about the woman of the well.
So the woman at the well. The woman at the well.
Drop a comment if that what it is. Come on, somebody give me something. Drop a comment. A thirsty thought. This when thought first came out. The word.
Our church people were not gonna be feeling that at the time. However, it has a catchy ring. There's a little bit of alliteration, all those things. But anyways, when I started thinking about the Samaritan woman, I thought about why was she a thought?
Yeah.
Why was she in this predicament, right? And a lot of times we see people in situations and be like, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that," or why. But we never ask the question why.
We see the fruit of it, not the root.
Yes. What was the root? What made her feel like the only way she could be at peace or happy or whatever was to go from him to him to him and them and all the people, right? So I said, what is it that had her so troubled that she gave herself to all these people? Because I don't think that a woman really just wants to give herself, because we have to receive, we have to take you in. Oh, I don't think that a woman really wants to give herself to a million different people. Like, oh my gosh.
Judgment.
I'm not judging. I'm saying I don't think that a woman really wants to do that. Okay. So what had you in a situation that made you felt like you had to or you needed to? And once she's at the well, the Bible never says that she cried out to Jesus for help, that she said, please, I'm troubled, I need da-da-da-da-da. But they were sitting having a conversation. So I can only imagine how this conversation was going. But it took a spiritual being understanding that this woman is troubled. She has an inward battle. Whatever this conflict is that she's having with herself is making her act outside of herself, because this is not who she called to be. Right. She wasn't called to be the thirsty thought. She was thirsty for something, but we can't identify what that thirst was. Now, as a result of this thirst, she shared herself with too many people or whatever. But when Jesus came and had this conversation with her, he tells her about herself. She receives peace. So much so till she just runs and she just starts telling everybody about this man. And I can only imagine the full story. I'm not only telling you about the goodness of this man, but I'm telling you about the peace I just received, the happiness and joy that comes along with that peace, because she had to have felt some happiness and some joy to go and be like, y'all, let me tell you, because we don't start sharing stuff to something make us feel good, till something is life-changing. Like we're sharing all of that because it make us feel some type of way. So the peace that she had received in that moment at the well made her feel some type of way, so much so till she went running telling everybody. So when it says shoes of the gospel of peace, it leads me to believe not only do we need to be peacemakers, right? But we also need to experience that inner peace.
Yeah.
Because if you in turbulence and you got a lot of turmoil going on, what good are you for battle?
Yeah.
Because the devil already messing with you.
Yeah.
Like he's already in your head, and what's in your head is affecting your heart, and what's in your heart is affecting your actions, right? You said in such a profound way.
Come on.
But I cannot
Yeah.
even try to say it like you said it. But it's all affecting me. And if I don't have peace, then he's already in here.
You did.
He already got the upper hand.
Yeah. Whatever penetrates your head, you will produce in your heart. And whatever you produce in your heart, you will perform it in your hand.
Come on.
The alliteration that we talk about. So what I think is good, what you said about the woman at the well, the peace. Look at the time of the day she there. She tells Jesus Samaritans have no communication with this. This was taboo for her to even be talking to him. Notice she didn't go to the well with the other women. They went earlier in the day to have fresh water. She went alone.
Because they probably talked about her like a dog.
First of all, you're not even welcome. And then that
you was a woman of the night.
They go crazy. We could go crazy just on the well itself, because it would have been Jacob's well, household of faith. So her having access to it, she really shouldn't even have access to it. But she meeting there, and then we could really get messy and ask why Jesus was even there at that time of the day. He went at that time on purpose. So that's a whole
spirit. See, he was spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay. My Jesus was straight spiritual.
All right.
He was on a mission.
I understand.
Okay.
And look who he coming for, though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come for the self-righteous or the people that thought they right. He went after people that wasn't. So that was just showing you how he developed in ministry. But I think it's important that we understand that and move that way. We'll go different. But something we overlooking too, if you said the preparation of peace, it'll talk about the gospel. That shoe that he's saying put on, it's made out of the material of the gospel. When they tell you the gospel, so it's literally telling you your peace comes from standing on the word. When you understand that, I'm not moving off my own. I'm moving off what I know about the word. But the key is you can't have that peace that surpasses understanding. You ain't got no word. That's why I say, well, every area that you feel attack in or you lack in, it's an area that you lack word in. Yeah. And we overlooked it. You want to about prosperity, blessed and highly favored, blessed coming in, blessed going. Everybody,
so we want the blessings of God all the time.
People that have no knowledge of God say our stuff. Yeah, I'm blessed and highly favored. How you blessed and highly favored? How you all that and you don't even know who's favoring you? You know what I'm saying?
How you blessed and highly favored? What does it mean?
They saying that because they believe God just gonna bless them highly favored without working none of his principles. I ain't gotta do none of it.
That's that Jesus glitter, huh?
Yeah, and the fact is, it's not a genuine relationship. That's the same thing with us. Who want to give a person all your benefits and everything that's a benefit to you without a genuine relationship? That's why people want title. What are we? Boyfriend, girlfriend, want to be?
It's
what
complicated.
Yeah, then you don't want to give up all the benefits. We ain't got no title, then there ain't no point in. So that's what you're dealing with. The same thing when we talk about our relationship with God. Everybody claim them, but the reality is the relationship should show. Your action and stuff should show that you in a relationship is different. Yeah. I almost told him about it. I almost get offended, man. Ask me, are you married? Why wouldn't I be married? We got a great man like me. Why in the world?
I know that's right.
Don't let me be on the
Come on, I can't let you be out there.
But I say this because I carry myself and what I do. It should be something about me that, oh yeah, that boy, yeah.
Come on. That's what I say.
But it shows that you're in a relationship, and I'm saying that's the same thing with Jesus. And I think it point out would lead us to the next step, that shield of faith. So once I understand, I got the peace that surpasses all understanding, because our preparation of peace, because the gospel, I'm standing on the word. Then I go here. He said, above all, pull on that shield of faith.
All.
So he's saying, regardless of all that other stuff, even if you can't get that other stuff right now, or you still kind of working on it, you ain't got it all together, above all, at least get the shield of faith. And I'm saying, I think he says this because the shield of faith, two things that we'll talk about. This is one of the only tools that he gave you. It's a defensive weapon, but it also offensive. Now, you know me, I love Roman soldiers and studying that time.
Roman soldiers
and Spartacus and all this. So studying it, we never look at the shield as an offensive weapon. It's always just defensive.
It catches all the arrows.
And it says that. He said the fiery darts. That's why you want that. Fiery darts, we're not really fully understanding it. They used to dip it because some of those, everybody didn't have no metal shield, but it was wooden shield that a lot of them had that they'll have framing in it, might have metal framing in it as well. They used to dip it in water as well, so it's soaking water. That way the wood would soak up the water. That way when the fiery darts come, it wouldn't cause the shield to be inflamed,
Okay.
engulfed in flame, protecting you from it. And also protecting the shield. We can get deep. I can preach this. The Holy Spirit is that fresh water that you're dipping into, protecting your faith every morning. Before you leave, make sure you take a dip. We can go there another time. But I'm trying to point out that he's using this poetic language we talked about this morning to paint a picture as a believer. That's what your faith should do. Your faith is a protector, but also your faith is an offense. You can strike with your faith as well by using this shield. Once something get close up on you, it can kind of give you that room so you can pivot to get to your sword. So sometimes I need a little distance, so I use my faith to create the distance to get to them. So I'm saying that's what we learn too. So you moving as it relates to that. And I love it because that's me, law enforcement. We wear the vest, make me feel like the shield of breastplate of righteousness, all that other craziness.
Feel like
stuff.
a soldier boy.
You know what I'm saying? In there. So with that, that's that mindset. You got to understand each one of these tools is a tool that you could use against the tactics of the enemy. We talked about his tactics. All that's in the world: lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life. If I know these are his only umbrella themes that he can use,
these are the wiles.
These are the wiles. Now he got different ways of maneuvering it, but understand these are the only ways to come. So if I can learn to check my flesh, check my eyes, then I won't have to worry about it because I can humble myself and don't let the pride of life get me. Because there's some stuff we'll say about flesh. Hey, I wouldn't dare do that. I don't know how she'll sleep and do all this, but you'll watch it. You'll say you don't understand how somebody sleeping.
I don't know how she's sleeping,
but you'll watch porn.
it.
Come on, man. Now you judging me because the flesh part, you got the flesh under suggestion, but then your eyes ain't. Because you love you like, I don't know how, because in your mind, your thoughts are, I wonder, I wish. I would never. You say that I would never. I would like to never. That's what you really say. That's why I said, yeah. So you actually selling the dream to yourself. And that's why I said the reality of it. And then the pride of life, I sustain for all that. You know, it's me, or I have arrived, or I wouldn't dare. I don't know how nobody sell their body.
Not by your own power, that's for sure.
That's it. And that's why pride come before a fall, because it's saying you done puff yourself up till you realize and you forget it's the one that got you here. You ought to sustain because you're here. You know what I'm saying? God sustain you. That's it. And once you come there, that's the protection I have in it. That's the ease I have it. That's the peace that I have that surpasses all understanding. Because I realize
having that shield gives you a sense of peace.
And then understanding that. But what's the point of putting all this stuff on, or even acknowledging stuff? Lack faith, and not even the fact that I acknowledge that it is a battle.
For sure. Yeah. I like the illustration that you gave us about how you can use your shield on the offensive as well as the defensive.
About the offense.
And it gives you time to go reach for that sword. We're going to talk about the sword today. Oh, bless you, baby.
Me.
You okay?
That deodorant.
This man. This is better on you. I'm up here standing up there.
Lord.
Oh, my goodness. You make me lose my train of thought. There's something wrong with you.
You just said you like the fact that it's offense and defense. Nobody ever talked about the offense of the shield. So you talking about.
So this is where I was going to go. Lord, help us today, okay? Because something is wrong with your creation here. But the women, we have a group, and we're doing a 40-day prayer journey. And we're in day 20. Today makes day 20. And as we're going through each day, the one thing that has been remaining consistent is our faith. I can't remember the number day, but one of the days it talked to us about stop talking and praying to God about our problems, but start telling our problems about God, right? When you're talking about telling the mountain, hey, baby, move mountain, because I got a God that created you for, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But talking to your problems about your God, it takes another level of faith. Then it talked about how our prayers are eternal. So I can say a prayer now, and it may not manifest in this lifetime for me, but my prayers may be for my children or for my children's children. Like some of us now, we're living on the prayers of our grandparents or our forefathers or whoever or whatever, right? Our parents. We're living on their prayers. God didn't answer the prayer the way they expected or the way that they wanted, but They put it out there so that that prayer could continue living in eternity on my behalf. So when God saw fit or sees fit, he'll answer that prayer. And I brought that up because it provokes something in me, because I think a lot of the times I have prayed prayers. I have really trusted and believed in God, man. I was like, he gonna come through. And he didn't.
That deodorant.
You know how, you see, I'm trying to be spiritual, and this spirit right here, this is a whole spirit.
You can't show up.
I'm trying to help somebody.
All right, go ahead.
Deliver
ahead.
right now,
Go
Lord.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He did show up. Go ahead. You prayed and he did
But
show
I
up.
prayed,
Yeah.
and I really, really, really believe I was holding on to it, that he was going to show up, out, he was going to come through for me, right? But he didn't. Not the way that I expected.
Yeah.
Not how I expected. Not when I expected him to. But it might have been months or years later. I'm like, oh my God, I prayed this in 2006. It's 2019. It's 2025. And the prayers, but it makes me think. I didn't, like, I kind of gave up on it, you know, because it wasn't happening when I wanted it to, or when I felt like I needed it most. But it happened later on. So through that, I learned, it builds up your integrity. It builds up my endurance, my resilience, my perseverance, all of that. But what it did for me was it opened up my eyes to see that, and you've already said before that our God's time is not our time, vice versa, all of that. But my prayer, even though I didn't pray that prayer anymore,
it went,
because I was done with it. I was like,
it went.
At that time, I was like, okay, he gonna do it. And then when he didn't, I was like, okay, maybe he don't want to do it. So I left it alone. But regardless of what my attitude was in that moment, regardless of the lack of faith that I had because it didn't happen when I expected it to, he still came through because the prayer was still out there. It's like having a conversation with him. The conversation is not null and void. I'm not talking no more. We started this conversation, and it's left up to him to finish the conversation. And he finishes it in his own time. So prayers that I prayed as a young girl are being manifested even now. You know what I'm saying? As an adult woman, those prayers then are being manifested. Imagine what it does when, and I was sharing with Ashley this morning, this song, and in the song, the woman says, imagine what God can do with all the faith in the room. What can he do? What will he do on our behalf if all of us operated in that type of faith? The type of faith that actually moves mountains. The type of faith that gets you delivered. Like, come on now. This is a deliverance where I'm going to sit this down. I'm going to give it to you, God. And I ain't coming back to it.
Right. It's done.
Cold turkey. I'm done. I'm over it. It's like, this is your problem, not mine.
Other transition of what I said last time, and I think this bear repeating, are the type of faith that you transition where the Hebrew boy was. Even if he don't do it, I know
he can.
So, the faith that they had was, we're praying for deliverance, but even if he don't deliverance, we know it's still his will. And in any moment, he can change this. That type of faith said regardless. So if he don't take away the fire, he got to take away the heat from the fire. You feel what I'm saying? So either way, we good. So much so that he didn't take it away from it, got in there with him. That's why I said the fourth man that walking in the fire with him, he said, listen, I ain't going to take you out of this situation. Just know you're going to go through this heartache. You might cry a little bit. It might be painful.
That's what's going to build you up.
But you're not going through it by yourself. I'm here with you. So even if he don't take it away, he don't remove the mountain, remember, he going to give you the strength to climb it. And that's a different mindset, that I'm not going to God as if he a sugar daddy. He giving me what I asked for when I wanted, when I needed. No, he prepared. And then two, I told you that I believe at a certain point in your life as a Christian, you ought to develop from believing to knowing. And that's a different level. I believe God, I trust God. Then you go to the point, man, I just know. You know how old people, you tell you, baby, that ain't gonna work out. So like, how you? They know they win in life.
The knowing is you telling your problems about your God versus me telling God about my problem.
Like, you trying to build God, goddamn. I ain't tripping about that. I've been through that. This ain't the first time I got a bad thing from the doctor. That's it. You sure, doc? That's what you found. Okay, what's the proper name? Oh, that's how you say it? Okay, so that's what you call stage 2, stage 3? Okay, thank you. Why you need to know that? I just need to know to tell God exactly what it is.
You said in Isaiah 55:11 that your word will not return to you void. Then I'm going to go get that scripture of healing.
But I tell people this, is that if God choose to use cancer as an exit for me, that was his will. But that's a different level of you believing it. Then that's just the vehicle I got to get there. I'm going to heaven anyway. I told somebody a long time ago, I made my peace with death a long time ago. Death is a transportation to the next life. Unless you hear during the rapture that we believe as believers that he coming to get us before trials and tribulations. We believe in pre-rapture. Some of y'all, just when you study. I don't plan on being here doing a tribulation. Like I'm just saying it because that's a theological debate. Some people think we're going to still be here having prayer meetings. Not me. I'm going to pray for y'all. I won't be here. I'm going to be called up.
Those eternal prayers will be working.
There you go. That's it.
Even when we're
Help them, Lord. Help them, Lord. I'm going to be right there next to them. Yeah, I know that. Help them, Lord. Help them. I'm going to be right there with the angel saying, holy, holy. I'm going to be. I'm up here, baby. I'm not going to heaven, y'all. Yeah, I can do too much right now. I don't want none of that. So what I'm saying, it's the mindset. I'm accepting that. I'm processing that. And I know, okay, this is the will of the Father. And I say that's a different level because I had to wrestle with that with law enforcement, whatever. What if I lose my life? That's his will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. If I'm a man that's my steps are ordered by the Lord, I said this before, that mean my steps, that mean this was hard for me too. My stumbles, my mistakes, he got those too. And then when I'm stuck in life and I feel like I done stopped, and I should have went on this a little bit. I talked about stops, but what are the moments where you feel like you stuck? Life ain't moving the way I want it. This ain't where I want to be. It's not the career. I got goals. I got aspirations. I'm trying to do this. This didn't work. Now I'm in stuff we didn't close. I be laughing because people be, oh man, we see what y'all doing. You working. You know how much stuff I done lost though? How many stuff I had to close and take a lick and pay this and repossession and eviction notice. You see now. You see now. You talking about a house being built. What about the eviction notice that we had? Every month, back to back. So you about to get out of here. Can I at least get my baby seat out the car before you repossess the car? But in all of that, God still will answer us. You trying to put God on your timeline. You talking about an eternal being that exists in eternity. Time is created for us that we understand the beginning of time. He tell you, he try to give you a warning. A day is like 1,000 years. And a year is like a day unto the Lord. He telling you that you can't even fathom what he look at when he talking about time. You prayed at 8. He answered you at 18. He answered you at 28, 38. Your answer is already there. You upset because you pray. Where is it? Man, I already answered it. That's already there. And when you realize that, you'll start processing life different. Like, okay, he's not on my time schedule. Because I told somebody the stuff that we walking into now, that's from that's old stuff. Like stuff doors that open up now. I'm like, this is crazy. What's different? Somebody asked me, I was like, man, it's crazy that now stuff I was saying in 13 is a light bulb now. It didn't make sense in 13, but it making sense in 25.
Think about the prayers that, like, this is a common prayer we pray. Lord, mold me and make me till you have me. Use me for your service. We pray those prayers. I want to be right with you. I want to be who you've called me to be. Well, maybe some of the tests and trials that we go through is helping with that development process, helping to develop our character, is helping to develop and strengthen our faith, is helping us to understand him better. So sometimes he allows us to go through these things. It could be a test for us. It could be a testimony for somebody else, but we go through it because it's developing something within us. So through this journey of discovery and understanding faith a little bit more, I wish that I would have known then, okay, I'm going to pray some prayers that may not be answered right away. But I believe that whether it's in my life or my children's life, God will, even my deliverance that I pray for, I'm praying for that for my next generation too, because I don't want them to struggle with generational curses, because sometimes you have generational curses just like you have generational blessings. So even if I don't get to experience my deliverance in this lifetime, Lord, don't let my children struggle with this. Don't let their children struggle with this. So even if the manifestation of the prayers that I have prayed don't manifest until a generation or two later, hey, the prayer has been answered. He did it in his time. Why did he have to wait to do it? Well, maybe someone in my line of legacy is going to have a platform way bigger than I, that they need to speak to some people about the struggles of their great grandmother and how it got passed to their mother. And for some reason, God saw fit to make sure that they didn't have to have that struggle. You get what I'm saying? Right. So even though you may not experience the deliverance that you seek, we're gonna get the peace, because we got to have the peace in order to fight this battle, right? But the deliverance that you seek, the financial breakthrough that you're looking for, even the healing, because a lot of times we pray for healings. God, I don't want to leave this way. Do this, do that. But maybe, just maybe, me going through that situation is to build up those who are connected to me. So even if he don't do it, like you said with the Hebrew boys, he might not do it, but I know that he can. And I'm going to let my faith show that. I'm going to still operate as if he's going to do it in this lifetime, so that if he doesn't, my children will say, you know what, she had faith to the end. And that's the type of faith that I want my kids to have. And then it's reciprocity. They'll just keep that faith line going.
And I'm glad you said that. I think you, as a believer, and as just look at your family history, you should study. If you're going to war, or even if you're playing sports, they say study film. You should study film. And what I mean by that, as a believer, study your family. It's certain stuff, it's certain demons that's in your family. There's certain stuff being assigned to certain region. You understand the enemy got rank structure, principalities, rulers of darkness, and some of the same stuff you struggle with your mom and dad, all them people, and then understand where you fall at in the timeline. So I realized, for me, I'm the breaker. Like, I'm going to be the curse breaker for us. But just me being a curse breaker, I want to experience the benefit of everything that I'm breaking. I'm going to break it. But I told my sons, Trey and Nathan, they right behind me. I said, y'all going to have to stand on my shoulders. Now, I done broke it. You're going to build on it. Now, me, I'm going to get started. We're going to be the first deck of millionaires in our family. Deca mean 10. We in the tens of thousands of millions. We're going to make millions, but they're going to be out of here. When you're talking about money and you're talking about wealth and where they need to be, all they got to do is follow the plan. Not my plan, the plan that God put in place and what he put in their spirit to stand on my shoulder to do. So I break, they're going to build. The problem with most people, I get upset. I want to build. I want that. I'm
going to break it. I'm going to build it. I'm going to benefit.
I don't want the hardship but the break. I want that area. And I understand just on the timeline. I'm talking about at 42. I'm coming into the knowledge of like, okay, this is my thing. Let me break these generational curses, having babies everywhere, running through women. Let me teach them. And then I got to teach you to discipline your flesh. Because I know the enemy come out of your flesh. I could look at your grandfather. I could look at the seeds that came before you. Then I could look at the great-grandfather. Then you got that on both sides. That demon, that demon ran rampant. Yeah, you got
Thank you for the breaking, Jesus.
Come on now. Somebody got to break it, but it's up to you to keep it broke. And that's the conversation.
Because people will glue stuff back together.
And if you're talking about in your family, if I could recognize that, everybody that's watching us now, you can study your family history and see, ain't now woman married? Like all of y'all, it's something in it. Like
once you break it, you still do have to talk about it so that you don't try to piece it back together.
Yeah, let's go back to the elephants in the room. Yeah. We're gonna talk about it all. Now you done had a baby in your teenage life. Now your daughter and them. I told you keep your leg closed. No, you didn't tell me how you got tricked. You didn't tell me how my daddy played you. How did we get here? You didn't tell me grandma did the same thing. Yo, for real, she was on the 15. Yeah, she was 15, but she had to. See what I'm saying? Nobody dealing with that. You ain't tell me everybody ran off. You ain't tell me we struggle finding. Oh, ain't nobody went to college. Nobody started a business. Oh, no, your great grandma, she did start a business. We lost the business. No, we was in construction, but then the family lost this because he went to jail. Let's talk about why everybody incarcerated. Why everybody is a convicted felon. Let's talk about that and you deal with it. And that's what I always got in trouble behind, because it's like me. Hey, what about this? Like, why is this? Well, don't bring that up. They're gonna upset it. Nah, I'm gonna bring it up because you're not talking about it. Then I'm wrestling with it. Now I don't fully understand what's going on because you want to talk about this, but you understand the devil's talking, demons are talking, evil spirits are talking. You got all these different tactics
using those vices.
Yeah, and you're not preparing yourself. You're not studying and you're not researching. Not only even in your family, because that's in your DNA. That's that blood. God told Cain. He heard Abel blood from the ground, so your blood speaks. So you might not even know your biological father or your mother or whatever. Your blood is still speaking. That's a whole nother thing. We can get. We ain't got time to do that. Yeah, just knowing your blood talk. That's what. Listen, God gave me that when I was going through a season. I wasn't praying, reading, doing nothing in my body. I was done with it. He said, this how me and God talk. Y'all could judge him.
Don't say the N-word.
Nero.
Oh.
He said, don't say the N-word. Nero.
I'm so sorry.
Nero, do you not know I hear your blood? I hear your thoughts. You think you can hide something from me? Ignore me. God ain't that one. You know how somebody get on there? I ain't even talking to them today. You ain't doing that to him. I know your thoughts. Yeah. I know. I can hear your blood. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand that, it's crazy. My dad said like this when the stripper said he know the hairs on your head. When the right is right, he's saying not just he know you got so many thousands of grains of hair. He know when you comb your hair, that was number 192746. He know that particular number of that strand.
He know every intricate detail.
So when you talking about a God like that, that's your mind can't even process. You can't keep nothing away from him. And when you do that, you begin to love him on another level that he love you in spite of it, make you want to love him even more. But that means your relationship develop. Back to what I was saying, not only in your DNA, I should study the demographics where I'm at. Like it's just different. We're in Texas now. Texas is different from Louisiana. But even in Texas, Mansfield, Ellis County, this area we're in, it's a little bit different than what we used to. A little bit different environment, different culture, the way people move. And you're dealing with a different spirit as well. So you're dealing with something different. So when you acknowledge that, let us come here, spiritual people, let's understand this spiritual warfare. Let me approach it from that. Let me gird myself up, helmet of salvation, shield of faith, and the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, because I'm keeping that, and then my preparation of peace on my feet. But above all, even if I forget something, at least let me have the faith. And that's what we need to be. And I think as a believer, as we walk through this as believers and we understand this is spiritual warfare, let's study our tools. And then it's up to us too. I'm going to say this because I don't want to get crazy. That's on us for not knowing what we have. That's on you. If he didn't gave you tools to fight the enemy and you don't know, that's on you. He talked about the fruits of the spirit. Then he gave you spiritual gifts. Then he gave you not only a spiritual gift, but he gave you two sets. He gave you a spiritual gift to edify the body. For I have gave you pastors after my own heart. Spiritual gift to the body to edify the body. I'm paraphrasing. He talked about this in Ephesians. I have gave you apostles. I gave you prophets. I gave you evangelists. I gave you pastors. I gave you teachers. This generation want to X out apostles and prophets and say they don't exist. That's dumb. He gave me gifts and you telling me I can't use them no more. Oh, no, that was for the Old Testament. You think Peter, James, and John needed apostles more than I need them in 2025? You think they needed prophets more than we need them now? People lying in the White House and stuff. You think I don't need a prophet? You know how ignorant that is? You telling me, now I know you gave us 5, but we're going to acknowledge 3. That's on you that you acknowledge all yours. You stay with just those 3. And then you're going to be limited on what you can do. But if he gave me something, I want all of them. Matter of fact, is there something in the back you got besides apostle them that I need? I want all of them. Then he gave you speaking in tongues, interpretation of tongues, discerning of spirit. That's on you. You don't want to speak in tongues. Go on with your bad stuff. Keep praying in your native language. See how that's working for you. I got something that supersedes that. And when I'm going through something, it said my inner groanings pray for me. That's why I keep winning, because it ain't just me praying. Because I'm limited on what I can say. And plus, I don't know tomorrow. So when that inner groaning say, hey, why he on 35 and why he on 20, that accident detour him a little bit. Yeah. Make him run, make him turn around. Set the road, put the detour in. That's something else. I can't pray for that because I can't see that. But that's what I'm saying. I have access to that because I'm saying if it's in the book, I want it. I'm going to put it in the book. It's access. And I'm telling every believer that because now I'm gone. When you're talking about spiritual warfare, take advantage of your benefits. I just said this in my job. I was telling people they don't even know the rights of the union. People doing all kinds of stuff you ain't even fighting back because you don't even know what's in the book. You won't even take the time to go after. No, I ain't finna be quiet. They said, Mason, why you always saying something? Because I read the book. I read the book. It's in the book. So if it's mine, I want every right to it. And it don't have nothing to do with friendship or none of that. It's how what's in the book. And I say that to say every believer. You got 66 books. It's in the book. He say I'm the head and not the tail. He tell me that I'm healed. By his stripes I'm healed. This in the book. It's not me making it up. And so if it's in the book, as a member of the book, I have access to everything that's in the book. Yeah, so I want it. 2-minute warning. There we go. 2-minute warning. So with that being said, make sure you like this.
Listen, it's open season.
Let's go.
It's open enrollment time.
Come on now.
So go get your benefits.
Go get your benefits.
Like go at least learn what they are so that you can have these benefits as you
That's it.
acknowledge your engagement in spiritual warfare.
Mhm.
Acknowledgement or not, fact is,
You
we
still
are
at
in
war.
spiritual warfare and we need to be prepared for the battles ahead. So go into the book, right? It's open enrollment season, y'all.
BYOB, bring
Go
your
into
Bible.
the book, find out what your benefits are, and sign up for your benefits.
Or tune in to BYOB. We while we
Yes.
do it.
Like this video, share this video. Most importantly, guys, we want you to live the principles that we talk about in these videos. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We hope that we say something that provokes change in your mind, because it starts here. Guys, if you want to share, you want to give, you can do so. If you look at the screen, you can go to Cash App ICANN 365. That's Impact Community Action Network. 365 days out of the year. You can also go to GiveLify, Impact Church DFW. We thank you for all the seeds that you sow, all the prayers that you pray, and we thank you for always tuning in with us. Until next time.
Grace and peace.